Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first of many podcasts, Hariprabodham Prodigies, in where we dig into the mind of young achievers within our Samaj. Today, we are very happy to have Dr. Punyeshbhai with us. Punyeshbhai was born in India. He started satsang at the age of 18. He was born in Bombay.
South Bombay.
Oh, South Bombay, sorry. He has a bachelor's in pharmaceutical science. He has a PhD at Rutgers University. He has a postdoc at Harvard and MIT. And right now he's leading a business development group at a top pharmaceutical company. You have a very impressive resume, sir.
Thanks, Anand. It's my privilege to be here. Just want to say one thing, that when I first came to satsang, they said कि आ satsang में पहला degree आपे and પછી lesson चालू થાય. So I feel that you've made me a prodigy, so hopefully I'll be on the path to becoming a prodigy.
Very nice.
I feel I'm suffering from imposter syndrome right now.
No. So listen, we really want to tease out the elements in your mind that have made you successful today, all right? Now, growing up in South Bombay,
Right.
as you fixed me on, a vibrant, bustling environment. You grew up in South Bombay. There must have been many distractions there.
Yeah.
You came to the US afterwards. You went to Rutgers. You got your PhD. You got a postdoc at the two biggest universities in the world. How did you maintain focus throughout this journey?
I still lose focus. I think I grew up in South Bombay. I had really bad habits like anyone growing up in South Bombay would. But the one thing that I was very fortunate to have was I surrounded myself with extremely competitive individuals in school itself. They all wanted to top the class, go to the best schools. So despite my bad habits, I had surrounded myself with good friends. And then I met Swami Shri, and Swami Shri taught me the ability to have a large vision, to have a big goal. His goals were never small. So even after I came to the US, the first time he met me in Connecticut, I remember I came for the master's, and he told me, "Apde bhanaye etlu bhano. Study as much as you can. Why are you doing a master's? You should be doing a PhD." And that put me on a journey to becoming a PhD. And after that, Swamiji said, try becoming a professor. And that helped me get into Harvard and MIT because that goal was always there, that vision that I want to do something big, which was inspired by Swami Shri. But when I started doing my postdoc, I realized I don't enjoy being on the path of becoming a professor. And then I changed my vision and said, what else can I do? And then I said I should go on the commercial side, whether it's business development, sales, marketing. So now my goal is to hopefully become a chief business officer or commercial officer in some company and help scientists so that I can advance research.
That's impressive, Punyeshbhai. So it sounds like even though your North Star or your goals kept changing, you always had a destination that you strived towards. And that was one of the main factors of why you were able to stay focused, you were able to stay in a path towards success. Can I say that?
Yeah, the thing is, when I came to the US, my dad literally had to borrow money for my visas and for my plane tickets. And when I landed in the US in 2006, it was an absolute privilege to just be in this country because there was no way I could be here. And one thing that helped me really was I got introduced to the Samaj here, and it was a great source of mental support. And there was no option for me to be mediocre, right? Some of the things that I learned when I came here is that as a youth, mediocrity should not be an option. You should not be okay with that. And I think that was a great learning lesson coming here. And then one prasang I want to share is early in 2006, Swamiji met us. I think we were 4 of us who had come for a master's. And Swamiji told us that Empire State છે ન્યુયોર્કમાં એ પડી જાય તો તમારું માથું બુકમાંથી ઉપર ના ઉઠવું જોઈએ કે આ શું થયું. Meaning, even if the Empire State falls down, you shouldn't ask a question as to what happened. That's the level of focus that Swamiji really expected from us, and that put us all of us, the four of us, on a journey to achieve higher things.
How much would you say, I mean, we were talking backstage and you mentioned that when you came to the US, your dad actually had to borrow money just to pay for your visa and air tickets to come here. Is that correct?
Right, yeah.
And then when you came here, you said that this Satsang Samaj was the reason why you were able to flourish after that.
Yeah, because, you worry about so many things. You have to do well in your school, you have to send money home, you have to support your parents, something that Swamiji always told me to do as my seva and swadharm. And with all this pressure, if you have a group of friends and a good faith, it really helps you focus on what you're supposed to do, because everything else is sort of taken care of.
I'd actually like to poll the audience. How many of us came from India in the past 20 years? Raise your hands. How many of us came, I'm sure we have the same kind of story, came from India with very little money? Raise your hands. And how many of us felt that our satsang, our samaj was there to support, whether it's physically, mentally, they were there? Keep your hands raised. See, Punesh bhai, this is a testament to the samaj and your story that you're saying. So thank you for that. Punesh bhai, I want to move on to another question. In today's fast-paced world, we're always looking for schemes, get-rich schemes. How can I achieve something very great with minimal effort?
The best. Yeah.
How can I find a shortcut to get something really big?
Yeah.
And that keeps coming up even in my life, and I'm sure everyone else. Like, we want to do something great, but we don't want to put too much effort into it. You do not exemplify that. Why?
No, I still use ChatGPT. I think everybody does. I think there's an easy element to do easy things and get big rewards. But I think if you look at anyone's life that has achieved something great, whether it's Elon Musk that we just saw, or Steve Jobs, or Ben Franklin, or anyone, Richard Branson, they've not done things in a way that's easy. If you look at Guru Hariprabodham, I was just thinking, he's 70 and he travels all over. And despite he's gone from New Jersey to California to Houston, all over, but his schedule remains the same. It's because that ability that I don't want the easy way out. It's something that people who want to do something great aspire to. And in my life, I've gone through phases where you want something done easily. And the thing is, when we get into that moment, you start blaming others, the situation kharab che, market kharab che, job nathi. And you start saying these things, but you don't take accountability for yourself. I remember when in my last year of undergrad, I had got distinction of straight A's throughout. But last year, I started slacking off. I didn't study as much. And Swamiji asked me about my grades once I had a chance to meet him. And I told him, I started making excuses in front of Swamiji. I told him, Swamiji, in India, you have to memorize everything, put it on paper. Who studies like that? This is not the system I like. And I started speaking passionately and my voice started going higher. So Maitri Swami was next to Swamiji and he stepped in and he told Swamiji, Swamiji, ek keva mange. He was trying to tone it down. So Swamiji stopped him. Swamiji said, Mane ne sambhadwa de. He listened to me and then he turned to me and he said, હું તારી વાત સમજુ છું, I understand you. પણ આપણે ઈ લોકાની રીતે પણ ભણીને તો first આવવાનું છે. Meaning there is no compromise. There is no excuse. Your destination is to come first and, learn the system, learn the game, but play by the rules and still come first. And that was his vision.
So you are in control of your life and your destiny, you're saying. And hard work, perseverance, grit plays a very big role here.
That's true. We can do what we can do. We should do to the best of our abilities. And that's what we all are here to strive for.
Punish, how many hours do you sleep a night?
I'm a night owl. So I sleep around 12 to 1 and I wake up at 7 to 8. Sometimes my wife will disagree,
hours.
But 6 to 7 hours. But I try to get some reading in.
How much do you read?
At least an hour maybe. And I'm not saying I read satsang all the time, but I read books that help me in my career journey. I read other general stuff. Sometimes I read Japanese literature, something that helps me to think deeply. And then, of course, there are the 3 scriptures that Swamiji has asked us, and that's beautiful. But you want to try to get some kind of input in, which is apart from your phone and the TV that we are all so addicted to.
Punesh, 2 more questions. Throughout your journey, were there times where you faced any failure or didn't get what you wanted? What did you do?
Yeah, all the time. We all want something, and I think failure is a huge part of growth. If we didn't fail, we wouldn't know we want to move ahead, right? So I think failure is also, I think it's very humbling to fail. It brings you to level earth, and you just have to be positive. And I think surrounding myself with the right people has helped me the most during the, whether it's my PhD. PhD is all about failure. You have very few times that you actually succeed, which results in your learning, your publications, and then your paper, your degree. I had asked Vijubhai that this is hard, why is Swamiji insisting on me doing a PhD or others doing that? I enjoy it, but sometimes it feels really hard. He told me it will help you to think deeply, and that's what it helped me with. So I think surrounding myself with the right people, by the right people. And one thing I would want to say is that faith plays a huge role to overcome failure. I was listening to Guru Hariprabodham Swami's Goshti from years ago, and he was saying that, there are times when you feel like, I don't want to do seva because what is the point? This doesn't work out. You get in these thoughts which are negative. And one thing that he said that I carry with myself all the time is, he said that time, just think about one thing, કે મારું કાંડું કોણે પકડ્યું છે, કે મને ભગવાને મને કોણ મળ્યા છે અને મને એમના જેવા કરીને રહેશે. So, when you, and I'm not saying that if you have faith in something, a strong faith, like we are fortunate to have Guru Hariprabodham Swami with us, and I think we should utilize that at every moment of our successes and failures.
Great. Last question, Punesh Bhai. For those young professionals that are out there that are striving to become successful in their career or aspiring to be something bigger in their career or just be a better student, give us all 1 or 2 pieces of advice that we could walk away with.
I think I'm too small to give advice, but I'll give you my own opinions from what I've learned is, I think coming to the US, we have wonderful opportunities, but one thing we should learn, all of us, me included, is to hold ourselves accountable for the decisions we make and the choices we make. So our failures and successes. If we fail, we should hold ourselves accountable. If we succeed, we should hold ourselves accountable.
Give me an example of that.
So for example, many of you must be applying for jobs. It's hard now. I agree. But there is this thing on LinkedIn says easy apply. And everybody wants, there's a reason why they call it easy apply, because they know it's easy. And all of us click on that button, everyone clicks on the button, we apply, it's done, we move on to the next thing. And then we complain, black hole ma jai che, there is no response, no one's responding. Because I think if you hold yourself accountable to that, like what else can I do? Can I network more? Can I reach out? Can I take that extra step? If you do that and start making that habit of taking that extra step besides clicking on the easy button, I think you will see the benefits. Try to reach out to someone you know in that company. Try to network with friends and see if you can get access so that you can get an interview. I think that's going that extra step is holding yourself accountable, in my opinion.
Very good. Punesh Bhai, I'd like to thank you for coming here today. Ladies and gentlemen, our very own Dr. Punesh Bhai Solang.
Thank you. It's been my privilege.
Stay tuned. We have many, many episodes coming up of Hariprabodham Prodigies, in where we dig into the minds and souls of youths amongst our Samaj and high achievers within our Samaj. Till next time, Sajanand Swami Maharaj Ni Jai.